midnight, Paul and Silas prayed and sang praises unto God, and the prisoners heard them. Can you say amen?
Amen. Amen.
Amen. They didn't hear them complaining.
Nope.
You know, when we go back down the same road, sometimes all people hear us do is complaining.
That's right.
Amen.
That's right.
They didn't hear them telling how unfairly they had been treated.
Nope.
They didn't hear them saying how afraid they were.
Nope.
They heard them saying this: we love Jesus.
Amen.
And Jesus has changed us.
Amen.
Amen. Glory to God. Prisoners heard me. Well, that kind of took care of the people that Saul had hurt. You know, because that's all it took for those people to go out and tell, hey, we heard Saul singing Amazing Grace in prison at midnight. Woke us up with the most glorious sound you ever heard. And it was Saul who put us in prison, who is now in prison, but he is singing for Jesus. What a difference. What a difference. Oh, I wonder how much singing you hear in prison these days. I don't know. I don't know what goes on there anymore. Most of the time I talk to people that have been in jail, and I've talked a lot, you know, that have gotten rehab programs and different things that, you know, after to get out of jail. I don't ever hear them talking about Jesus. A lot of times I hear them talking about the people's fault it is that they're there. Amen. How somebody else did wrong and they got the blame for it. How the wife don't understand them. Amen. How the children's wrong for forsaking. I'm just telling the truth.
Come on.
Just telling the truth. Look, Christian folks, saved children of God, when we go out here in this world and our testimony is a complaint, it is no good. Nobody wants to hear what's wrong with you. What people want to hear is what has been wrong with you. Can you say amen?
Amen.
They want to hear what has been wrong with you and how God brought you out of it. They want to hear how you messed up, but how God straightened you out. They want to hear it was all your fault, but now God has you set on the right path.
Amen.
Ooh, somebody ought to give God a hand.
Amen.
Y'all lit up? I'm going to preach all day.
Come on.
We'll preach till the movie starts. We got a second wind now. Suddenly, can you say suddenly? I like when God says suddenly. There was a great earthquake. So the foundations of the prison were shaken, and immediately all the doors were open, and everyone's bands were loosed. And the keeper of the prison, awakening out of his sleep, seeing the prison doors open, he drew out his sword and would have killed himself, supposing the prisoners had been fled. But Paul cried with a loud voice, saying, do thyself no harm, for we are all here. We are all still here. Now look, this was a very dark place, because we're going to see in the next verse he had to call for a light. How did Paul know that the guard was about to kill himself? How did the guard know the prisoner wasn't escaping? How did any of this happen? Let me tell you something. When you get to sing and praising God in the middle of your trouble, God's going to reveal things to you. God's going to help you understand what's going on. God let Paul know. Look, this old jailer's about to hurt himself. We got a use for him. So old Paul said, wait a minute. Hold on there. And I bet he knew him by name because he was over this prison. I bet this old jailer knew Paul intimately. And I bet Saul knew him. I bet he had barked orders at him before. Had to. Now this old jailer that used to be under Saul's authority was now over Saul, and Saul has escaped. Well, he thought. Drew out his sword and would have killed himself, suppose the soldiers had been fled. But Paul cried with a loud voice, do thyself no harm, for we are all here. one little verse here. Then he called for a light. Don't you know old Paul's man went back to that road to Damascus when that jailer said, bring a light. Glory to God. Old Paul said, yeah, God's working on it. Bring a light so I can see. Bring me a light so I can make sure. Bring me a light so I can have a purpose. Bring me a light because I got to know.
Amen.
Oh, Paul. And he sprang in. And he came trembling and fell down before Paul and Silas. Sounds just like Paul on the road to Damascus. When he saw the light, he fell to his knees and he trembled before God.
Yes, he did.
But Paul and Silas were not God, but let me tell you something, they were so full of the Spirit of God, they were so full of that movement of God, that when they came in the presence of Paul and Silas, the first question he asked was, are y'all okay? He didn't ask, can you get back in them stocks and bonds? He said, what must I do to be saved?
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Paul didn't have to fumble around and say, let me find my Bible. Let me find my witnessing tools. Silas, what does he need to do? You know why? Because Paul had a first-hand experience with this. He said, all you've got to do is believe on the Lord Jesus Christ and thou shalt be saved.
Yes.
And thy house. Can I just preach a minute?
Come on.
We got so many stipulations on now what it takes to be saved. You got to quit this, and you got to quit that. You got to clean up. You got to start dressing right. You got to start acting right. And you got to quit that foul talking. And you got to quit that drinking. And you got to quit the drugs. Let me tell you something. God can save anybody out of anything at any time.
That's right. That's right.
What does it take? What does it take? We need to spread the message that Paul and Silas were. Look, they were in a hardship. They were in a bad place. They were in a tough time. But it didn't mean that there wasn't a soul that needed to hear what it took to be saved. We get in some hard places. We get in some hard times. But there's still people everywhere that need to hear. All you got to do is believe on Jesus and you shall be saved.
That's right.
Well, Paul has made the journey back to Damascus. Didn't get treated good there. He got the journey back to Jerusalem. He sure didn't get treated good there. But he has not ceased to preach Jesus. He has not ceased to tell people what has happened to him. He has not ceased to give his testimony because that's what's real. Amen. What's real to him. Have you ever had to go back and apologize to somebody? Has it ever been years and all of a sudden the opportunity was just there? Well, let me ask you this. When you go back and make that amends, how does it feel? You know, people's not always going to accept your apology.
No.
But we're required by God to give it.
That's right.
Required by God to give it. What Zacchaeus is after Jesus saved him and he believed his house was saved and all that happened. He first thing he did is pull his billfold out. And you know somebody saved.
That's right.
Amen. Pulled his billfold out, said, I'm going to restore fourfold unto whoever I've taken from. I'm going to give some double, I'm going to give some fourfold. I don't know how you give fourfold back what you got, but he was doing it on faith. Amen. If you give that back, you ain't got nothing left. Amen. You're going to have to go in debt just to pay people back.
That's right. Amen. Amen.
So, he was doing it on faith. But as he did that, can't you imagine him going knocking on the door of some of them folks that he had took their last dollar and they didn't have money to buy food that month, and they just looked at him and said, well, we'll take your money, but blah, 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 blah. Don't you imagine he got that in a lot of doors he knocked on? Don't you imagine he got that from a lot of people, because he's done a lot of people wrong in his whole life. He has stolen from a lot of people in his whole life. And I'm assuring you, there are people waiting to just give you down the road for what you did to them when all